Today, Republicans attending the annual Conservative Political Action Conference, or CPAC, will learn the results of a straw poll on the 2016 presidential race. Whoever comes out on top will gain a few bragging points, but there is a long way to go for all the potential nominees. Jeb Bush spoke to the conference yesterday, and Julianna Goldman is in our Washington bureau with more on that. Julianna, good morning.
Good morning. Well, that's right. All eyes were on Jeb Bush on Friday to see how he'd fare going into the proverbial lion's den. Some attendees had threatened a mass walkout, and while that didn't really transpire, Bush addressed conservative Republicans who think he's too moderate and whose support he'll need if he wants to win the Republican presidential nomination.
I would describe myself as a practicing, reform-minded conservative.
Speaking with Fox News host Sean Hannity, Jeb Bush said he's for traditional marriage. As governor, he said he eliminated affirmative action in Florida and that if elected, he'd undo President Obama's executive actions on immigration.
Let's control the border. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what a great nation has to do.
But in front of the thousands gathered at CPAC, Bush stood by his other positions on immigration and education, positions that have him at odds with Republican activists.
And I know there's disagreement here.
On education, he defended the rigorous standards of Common Core.
Is Common Core a federal takeover?
No.
And on immigration, he still backed a path to citizenship and defended his record of offering undocumented immigrants in-state tuition and driver's licenses.
There is no plan to deport 11 million people. We should give them a path to legal status where they work, where they don't receive government benefits, where they don't break the law, where they learn English, and where they make a contribution to our society.
Bush also tried to distance himself from the last two Republican presidents, his father and brother.
It can't be about the past. It can't be about my mom and dad or my brother, who I love. I love them all. It has to be about the ideas that I believe in to move our country forward so that we can have high sustained economic growth.
Ansel Stiles says he still needs to be convinced.
As a rule of thumb, I never really agreed with the ideology of his brother. I don't know as much about his father. I wasn't really around for that. But I see it as being a continuation of an American dynasty that doesn't align with my own views.
Bush took a softer tone than some of the other presidential hopefuls at CPAC, including Senator Rand Paul, who won the gathering straw poll last year. Now, that happens later today, but historically, the CPAC straw poll has not been the best indicator of who wins the Republican nomination. Anthony?
Julianna Goldman in our Washington bureau. Thanks, Julianna.